I wouldn't say I've been on a bite kick. I've been saying I'm in a tailgating kick, and steak bites, pork bites, what other kind of bites have I made? I've made lots of bites. Making your food into bites is amazing, but it doesn't mean it has to be simple. Well, it is simple. Doesn't mean it doesn't have to be, it is delicious. I don't know what I'm trying to say, Ethan. This. Blue cheese steak bites, come on! Let me show you how to make them. Now you notice I have big honkin' steaks. These are huge. I am doing bone-in ribeyes because it is my favorite. You want to dry these off. Make sure they're dry. It's going to give us a better sear. I'm using these because it's my favorite cut because of the fat. If you want a lean cut, use a different cut of meat.
Nice.
How many times can we be that repetitive and redundant? You know what I'm trying to say. I like ribeye, so I'm using it. Use what steak you like. Now, where I do think we should all have an agreement is how much seasoning we add to a thicker cut. Drying off the steak, let me just repeat that, it gives us a better crust, and it gives the steak a chance to, the seasoning to stick to the steak a little better. I'm going hard and heavy on all sides, including the fat side. Now, we're not getting seasoning directly into the inside, so we want this to really hit the crust hard when it gets down to our griddle. Speaking of our Blackstone, we got to be set to stun. Very, very, very high heat. Turn it on high and let it sit till it's smoking. A little bit of oil is fine, but just make sure it is screaming hot because we want to cook this rare. Let me explain. Now, we get that beautiful Maillard reaction, we get that beautiful sear, but we don't want it to be overdone little hockey pucks later, which is why we didn't cut it up into bites first. That's why we're cooking this steak whole. Now, while that's cooking, let's get to some of our vegetables. Now, there's not a ton of vegetables here, but I have leeks. Leeks are a bit more dynamic than onions, but it's in the onion kind of flavor family. Just a nice rough chop on that. I've also got some garlic. I don't want to mince this up. I want large chunks. So what I like to do is just give it a smash so that it's easier to peel, and I've got these big hunks left over. If you want to on your steaks, after you flip, sometimes that fat side doesn't get nice and crispy. You can scoot it up to the edge of your griddle, and the sides of your Blackstone will crisp up those edges on the sides. But also don't worry, we're gonna cut this up and we're going into the pizza oven in just a little bit. Now, once the steaks are like rare, right? Don't go, unless you want these well done, but please just don't. Rare. Pull them to the cool side, add our garlic, add our leeks, and bring that fat, that beef fat. We want to cook our vegetables in the beef fat. You know what? Let's go ahead and pull our steaks off. I want to show you a little fun trick. While these rest, I'm going to cut the bone off. I did cook it with the bone on just because I like it for presentation later, and I'm just a sucker for bone-in ribeye. So I'm going to take the bones off. Now what you notice is it exposes a new surface area, which means we can add seasoning again. Don't be afraid of the seasoning. Add a bit more of that blackened seasoning and throw it back on the griddle. Like, let it cook a little bit more. That could be chef's treat, or garnish. You can garnish the plate with it later. Now once this is rested, give this a few minutes, give it like 5 minutes before you just go boss hog and start dicing this thing up. We're gonna cut these into large bite-sized pieces. Remember, we said we want to control our temp. We don't want these to all be well done. So a big chunk is what we're looking at here. Now, if you do have some people in your group that like a well done and other people like a medium rare, maybe cook one steak longer or cut it into smaller pieces before we go into the pizza oven. That way it kind of comes up to the temperature for your guests. Now, to go into the pizza oven, this is like the finishing touch. This is the magic. I've got my Blackstone cast iron. I'm gonna load that baby up. And look at all that gorgeous, gorgeous board sauce. Pour that right over the top. Some of the Blackstone seasoning is on there. I didn't even mention the tutto Italiano. I covered it in tutto Italiano and then tossed everything together in the board sauce. But that board sauce is not going to waste. Waste not, want not. Let's go ahead and grab those beautiful caramelized veggies, spread those out evenly over top, and now the coup de grace, my friends, gorgonzola. Now, gorgonzola is blue cheese, but not all blue cheese is gorgonzola, just as a caveat. Blue cheese is a variety of cheese. Gorgonzola means it was made with cow's milk cheese, which means it's gonna melt and get gooey. The trick I like for this is my pizza oven's off. It wasn't preheated. The second I put it in, I'm gonna crank it to high because I want the heat to bank up over the top, melting the cheese and crisping up the top of the meat, but not overcooking the meat. So this is truly a very, very fast cook. That's it. I mean, pull our chef's treat off while this is melting, and then you pull it out. It's like, this is a party trick. It's almost like a magic trick. If you're throwing a tailgate and you bring this out to the table, you're gonna be the hero. Only thing, Ethan? Only one thing. left to do, which is take a bite of this. Oh man, oh, there's the fat. Don't be afraid of the fat. You a big fan of the fat? Fan of the fat? Star Wars jokes. I am a huge fan of that fat. But if it offends you, get rid of it. Cut it off. Wait for it. Whoa. There's the flavor. If you like blue cheese, you're gonna love this. Oh dang, it's so good. Put this platter out and let everyone just kind of pick on it. An ice cold beer right now with this. Off the charts, off the charts. My mouth is so full, I don't want to stop eating. I don't want to talk anymore, Ethan. Can we just end the episode there?
Please.
Yep. Nah, I can't leave you hanging like that. This is a fun one. The techniques to remember here: big, thick cut, cook hot and heavy, then cut it up later after it's rested. If you cut this up into individual pieces first, what you're left with is a bunch of little hockey pucks. You don't want that. There you go. That's it. That's all I got, my friends. Thank you for hanging out. Leave us a comment down below. What would you like to see? Are there recipes you would like to learn? Or should we do more stuff with blue cheese? Maybe that's the question, Ethan. Yay or nay? You like blue cheese?
I don't think so.
Ethan doesn't like blue cheese. Big baby. This is Cook, Eat, Repeat, where we like to help you become a better cook one recipe at a time. I'm your host, Chef Nathan Lippy, and I will see all of you in the next video.